Did you know that the first hot air balloon ride took place in 1783 in Paris, France? Well, today, more than 2 centuries later, the fascination with floating quietly over the landscape still has a special lure. Rob Wiles is going to meet up with a Williamson County balloonist whose fascination is sharing a little bit of hot air heaven with his riders.
On a beautiful sunny morning in a field in Franklin, there's a gathering of people who want to experience something humans have always wanted to experience: to fly. And here to help them achieve that dream is Captain Bob Grimes, aeronaut with Ace High Balloons. You probably know Bob as a balloonist. He and others like him are very busy. Seems many want to experience a balloon flight.
The freedom, the serenity. Lately, we've been getting a lot of people on the bucket list.
Dawn and Richard Ho have many years to check items off any bucket list. This flight is a 40th birthday present for Richard and a chance for both of them to get a bird's eye view.
I think we're looking forward to the scenery and the views and just being able to see Nashville in this area kind of from a different perspective.
But before a different perspective comes work. Takes a lot of it to get a balloon aloft, and the passengers may have to pitch in.
We've only got 105,000 cubic feet of balloon to inflate.
Well, the work is over soon enough, and it's time for liftoff.
Up and away, my beautiful balloon.
To slip the surly bonds of Earth. One thing you notice as you fly is just how quiet it is. Except for the moments the air is being heated to keep you aloft, there's time to have a conversation with the pilot.
So you ever had anybody freak out, just totally freak out in the basket?
In 35 years, I've only had 2 people really freak out. One was my sister.
Meanwhile, back on the ground, the balloon's crew is on the job, keeping tab on the airship by radio.
What's your speed looking like now?
10, 11 miles an hour, pretty much due south.
Roger that.
The crew races along, trying to make certain they're on hand, since what goes up must come down, and you can't always predict where a balloon will land. It's the crew's job to smooth the way with sometimes reluctant landowners.
I've only had one woman that gave us some issues and called the sheriffs on us.
Some actually they give us a hard time at first, and then they allow us to deflate in their yard, and they see the process, and then they end up liking it.
They welcome us back to launch or land on their property.
There's definitely been that 1 or 2 stray that have come out with wanting to shoot the balloon down.
Back up in the blue, Captain Bob keeps the balloon airborne with an occasional dip down to get his passengers' toes wet. A splash and dash in a water hazard at a golf course. And then, eventually, taking aim on a permanent landing, which means a breeze into the trees, Louise, which took passenger Cheryl Jackson a bit by surprise.
We skim the top of that pine tree to slow down.
Pine cone, pine cone.
Awesome. That's the brakes. Pine cones, and then...
Should have grabbed the pine cone, yeah. We kind of hit, the basket hesitates, and then it swings through. So we were doing about 7 miles an hour before that, and then after that it was about 2 mile an hour landing.
When the balloon finally settles to the ground, passengers and crews gather together to take part in a ritual as old as ballooning itself, when champagne was carried to share with farmers who may have found balloons unexpectedly appearing in their fields. People gather to have champagne, share experiences, and share a toast.
The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with its warm hands. You flew so high and so well that God joined you in your laughter. and he sets you gently back down in the loving arms of Mother Earth.
Back to Earth for a while, where Bob Grimes can savor what he really likes about ballooning.
I like seeing the passengers' first time expression. When they first take off, a lot of the inhibitions, and then you kind of see them go away, and I say, oh, this is nothing. This is just beautiful.
Yes, beautiful. Above it all, as high as an aeronaut, like Bob Grimes and the crew at Ace High Ballooning.